Okay, so this morning I experienced some conversational hypnosis, and since I put up the butt videos and said, okay, like one day I'll get the butt, one day I'll get the yawns, and then it rotates back and forth, he had to switch stuff up, you know, because obviously I'm being surveillanced, so my videos are being seen. So what I got today, and I wrote it down word for word, the beginning of it. It's conversational hypnosis, and I found a reference for it online, and I'll put the reference below. So he gets up, and he's at the top of the loft, and he said, "I'm sleepy," and he stretched all out, and he talked like a little kid, like in the voice that he gets when he goes, "I'm 3 years old." Okay? So he's talking like a little kid. He goes, "I'm sleepy. I just want to sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep." And then he came down the stairs and he said, "You ever have that? Where you want to sleep and sleep?" And I didn't answer because I wasn't going to say yes and invite him into my brain. I just observed. And so then he started asking me questions. "Oh, do you want me to mail this?" Stupid questions. Not questions that are important. There might have been an important question in with it, but it was just this long process of just stupid questions. Like, there's a piece of mail where the mail is when I have some mail to mail, and he asks me if I want him to mail it, if I want to mail it, or, you know, he drives by the post office, he can mail it. Just these stupid things. Like, and then he was like, "Does this one go here and this one here?" And I'm like, "Well, they're both the same." He said, "Well, does this one go here though?" And, you know, just these stupid questions, completely pointless. Okay, and I'm getting to a point though with this. There is a point. So, what it is though, ultimately, I'm just going to cut to the chase here, is it's neurolinguistic programming, putting someone into a trance with conversational hypnosis just by talking to them. And there's 4 steps to it, according to the reference that I found. And the first one is to get the attention of the person. Attention. Get them out of their own head and out into the world. So basically, if they're doing something that takes focus, you interrupt them and disturb their peace. And get them talking about small talk stupid shit, which is engagement. You must facilitate communication, get them interacting by asking stupid questions. Now, I think the, you know, real estate bitches and stuff, they'll just like ask you about yourself and act like they're really interested, because everyone is interested in their own life, and that will get them interacting in a way that gets them the third one, which is absorption, where they become absorbed in the experience with you. They become just completely absorbed in the conversation. They're all into it, thinking and, you know, all distracted into that. And then the fourth one is to narrow their focus of attention, to get them so absorbed in the world you've created that they are unable to pay attention to anything else. Which worked, because even now, after I slept and got up again, I'm still making this video talking about the program and the stupid shit, the hypnosis stuff. So, that's basically conversational hypnosis. Really. And the reference is below. And you'll notice a big giant eyeball at the top of that. Because, of course, there's going to be a big giant eyeball at the top. And the other thing that I want to mention is that I woke up to weird noises that went like boom, boom, like a tone, like a tuning tone in my brain, and it was in my head, and I was thinking, well, it's like the astral plane maybe, because that place in between awake and asleep. You know, I think these people work through the astral plane. I've seen weird things in the astral plane. I don't go there. I don't like it there. I don't recommend going there. I don't consider the astral plane to be a good place at all. It's a bad place. So, you know, I don't recommend going there. But That's what it sounded like it was coming from. So, and then this morning, after all this conversational hypnosis happened, I got the calibration ringing in my head that comes in and it lingers for a little while and then it goes out, and it was really loud. Louder than usual. Yeah, so I wanted to mention that. You know, the more I notice what's going on in my physical environment, the more they're probably going to mess with my head, and, you know, and the more I talk about it in a more technical way, which I'm realizing they have been doing for a long time. Another thing with the neurolinguistic programming that I think I should mention is that when I first confronted him on using neurolinguistic programming on me with little touches, which is the first thing I noticed, it was through text, which is just terrible. I don't like text. Text is only good for like little short messages, and mostly it's just annoying to me. I'm not into texting, but you know, he was insistent because he heard me the night before listening to neurolinguistic programming videos that where I was trying to learn how to help with my multiple chemical sensitivities. Because these people are literally training our nervous systems like a dog. Okay, so when he just kept pounding, like, you know, in text, like, what's wrong, tell me what's wrong. Finally, I just did. And I said, well, you've been using neurolinguistic programming on me for years. Non-consensually. And the texts are on my phone, and I'm using it to record, so I can't, like, access it immediately. But I do remember exactly what he said. He said, I'm trying to get you what you want. Okay, I'm trying to get you. Get is one of their big old NLP words. What you want. What I want. That's pretty vague. But it takes everything and puts it onto me. Oh, he's trying to help me. He's just doing it to help me. It's all to help me. Right? Keep me so isolated that I become agoraphobic from all the spider webs wrapped around my head. Which is like totally unlike me. But that's what's happened. And then the next thing he said, when I said, covert NLP is slavery, well, he acted like he didn't know what I was talking about. He doesn't know what neurolinguistic programming is, whatever. I don't know how many different terms these bunch of Freemasons have for their different types of hypnosis. I don't care if he knows what it is or not. He knows what he's doing. Being very manipulative. So I said NLP is slavery, and he texted back. Sorry, I wrote it down. I wrote it down. He texted back, you were never a slave to me. Now, you're not a slave. I mean, this was a month or two ago. He didn't write, you are not a slave to me. Or in present tense. He wrote it in past tense. You were never a slave. Which is like a threat that he's going to leave me, and I'm going to put on the gas mask and go run around in the rain, have an asthma attack out in public because they've got me so fucking programmed to think I'm going to die if I leave the house and drive too far away and have an asthma attack, that it's the spider webs around my head. They've been knitting spider webs for years. It's like a big old spider net sweater or something on my brain. It's not like ropes around my neck. I mean, some of it is, because I really could have a really terrible asthma attack, and it's really hard to find a place to recover from that when you can't go into any buildings, you know? I mean, I picture in my head, like, what do I do if that happens, you know? Ask some stranger if I could plug my nebulizer machine in outside their house on an outdoor outlet. I can't go into a hospital. They've gone to quite an extent to isolate me, really. Because before all this, I didn't have asthma. I didn't grow up with asthma. All this started 10 years ago after my life was infiltrated by a gang stalker who, you know, I think they scout people out in large crowds. Who's the nail that stands out, right? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it was some test I took or something, and they went on that. Or family. Anyway, I'm not going to contemplate that. But the link below is really good at explaining how they train our nervous systems and how someone can be trained like a dog. Like pat on the head, rub on the belly fucking dog with conversational hypnosis and neurolinguistic programming and made into a slave. With just little spider webs all around their head.